person. Julia Green was the former recycling coordinator. Just to kind of give you an idea of like who I am, aside from being the recycling coordinator, I'm a recent college grad. I love the earth, I love marine biology, I love science, I'm also a writer. And I grew up in the social media world, and I really love it, so that's why, that's what I'm going to talk about a lot. Hopefully not too fast.
I don't know if you need to turn your phone on for it to work. She showed it.
There it is. Okay, ignore like the background stuff and all the weird things going on. This is my phone, as you'll know. Okay, so I guess I'm going to start with, I created a video for Thanksgiving do's and don'ts for recycling. It's short, and it's just really quick. I don't know if the sound is going to work, but it's fine. We're going to wing it.
Oh, what is about this? Where is the speaker?
The dreaded speaker.
It wouldn't
work. So let's see.
It works.
What's happening here?
That's good.
Can you see? Is something happening? Okay, good. Okay. There is a trick in the video. Just to say that now. Okay, that's it. So that's the video. So the whole point of me essentially creating that was to show you guys how to put it in different social media places. So my favorite place to put it is going to be Facebook, because we've got the most outreach there. And so when you look at your Facebook page from your phone, it's very different than when you look at it from the dashboard on the computer. Most of everything is similar, everything's kind of the same, but you're really going to look down on the very bottom of like what you see is the 5 little boxes. So the first box is your news feed. That second box with the little arrow triangle is like what people are watching. That little human looking thing is your profile. The flag is a direct link to your page, and the little bell is your notifications. Just before I continue, that's a menu, that's the hamburger setting. That's the best thing ever. But before I go any further, like how familiar are like 1 through 5, like 1 being awful, 5 being like great, are you guys with like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube as a whole? Like, is there no real idea about much except Facebook?
Let's go 5.
5 being the greatest of like all of them.
Raise your hand if you call yourself a 5.
All the social media?
Yeah, just like a general understanding of what they are.
Oh, I know what they are.
Okay, so like that.
What about 1? Raise your hand if you feel like you're a 1.
Okay. So, because that will help me gear my conversation. So you saw the cute video. It's really great, right? It's really quick. It wasn't supposed to be long, but now you want to do something with it. So I'm scrolling down for a reason. I want you to see where it says write something. That's the easiest place to go. And again, if you're on the desktop, it's going to be different. So.
Should I try to help you?
By
no, pointing?
Yeah, you can if you want. So now you see like what the notification box is going to look like. You've got your camera. If you click that button, it's going to bring you right to my face, which you don't need to see. If you click the photo video, that's going to bring you to your camera roll. Okay. And what that does is it shows you what you have in your camera roll. So you see I have 3 weird pictures of guys that they're gifts. Those are for later. Steve Irwin Day is today as well. Yay, happy National Recycle Day as well. There's my video down there. It's already playing. So if you click on that, and then you're going to click done, it's ready to be shared. Now I can share it as it is, or I can say, you know, something really cute, or I can just be fun and put an emoji and go, okay, blue heart. Well, I don't know, because you want to make it fun. So the second you hit share, what's going to happen is it's going to ask you, do you want to share it now? And you do want to share it now, so you're going to share it now. And that is posted to the page. And the 4,000 people who follow my Facebook page, thank you, Julia, will see that as soon as that blue bar is complete. And that's one avenue to go for. So Facebook is kind of like the place where you would put most of like what you want to talk about. Big text box posts, videos, pictures, albums, the big stuff, because Facebook can handle the big stuff. So now you're like, okay, you know, I got on my Facebook page, but I also have an Instagram. So we're gonna just flash over to Instagram. Now, I made the video so that it could specifically fit on these different platforms. That's a whole other thing that we're not gonna get into. But on Instagram, it's similar. Most of them all are similar. So you have like that 5-menued layout, and you have what you see is the home bar, the search bar, that little plus symbol, the heart, and that little symbol, which is my personal page. So when you hit that plus sign, it's gonna bring, okay, here we go, Lee Neeson. It's gonna bring you to the same, you're gonna look at the same thing. You're gonna find it, and I'm gonna expand it, because if I don't expand it, it's not gonna be full size. So same thing, you're just gonna hit next, and I can make it a different color if I want to. These are called filters, you don't have to use them, they're not required. And then I'm gonna hit next, and now it's gonna shut up. And then I can just say, you know, Happy Thanksgiving, here are some tips. And essentially you're sending the same message, but it's going now to a different platform. And this Instagram is definitely more of a picture sharing platform. You can post video clips. Some people like to post big long captions. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Some people like to post no captions at all. What you can also do is tag people if you want. So tagging people is a direct link to somebody else. You can have them appear in the video with their name. When you click on that thing that has tagged people, you see everybody's social media handle pop up. You don't have to, it's not required. But the second you hit done and share, the same thing happens. It renders, it saves, it downloads itself onto your platform, and then it's gonna appear. So Facebook and Instagram are similar, but they're not 100% the same. You wouldn't post a picture on Instagram and then write a bunch of it in that caption box, because not everybody's gonna wanna look at that and read what's in that caption box. It's a real quick way, you know, to be like, I wanna post a really funny picture. I don't know if I can do it. And that's, you know, so like that's what you want to do. You want to post one picture. I'm sorry, I'm going to post it.
Anybody witness protection?
Anybody who doesn't want me to post it, say so and I won't? Okay, no one cares? No one cares? Okay, good. So this is what Instagram is for, is posts like this, quick. You don't have to put a caption. Sometimes it's just funny to have it there. You know, hey, Twitter is kind of similar, but we can also do the same thing on Facebook. So if we go back to Facebook, we'll see that hopefully the video is ready. Oh, it is ready. Somebody's already liked it. Somebody's already shared it. Thank you, thank you. You can do the same thing. So I always say, you know, you can see where it says publish, photo, promote, and view as. The write something box is my go-to because it gives me more than one option. If I just clicked that photo, it would bring me right to my camera roll, and sometimes you don't want to go right to one place. You kind of want to see what you can do. So now I'm going to post that same picture that I just took. And we'll say, you know, here in Boston.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then that's it. You know, you can just share it. It can be something as simple as one word. It can be something as simple as a lot of words. I'm going to share it right now. And so this was, you know, this is kind of like what you do. It's a lot of I like to have a lot of fun. I like the idea of selfies. I posted a lot of selfies when I was out on the street with the team. I posted a picture of my foot on the sidewalk, like post a picture of a cat that you can, anything goes for me because that's how you interact with people. The whole point of social media to me, in my eyes, is, you know, connect, make it funny, you know, find somebody that somebody else is gonna like. You know, there were moments where the team would be like, take a picture of me doing this weird thing, and we'd all do this like weird thing in front of like a bin, or like a funny video of somebody talking about something in the recycling bin. You have to find that one-way avenue into somebody's personal connection in order for them to then be engaged fully with your social media. So the other thing, something's happening right now. Clearly people are paying attention to social media. The other thing that Facebook and Instagram have that's very similar is this thing called Facebook Live and Instagram Live. What that is, and I'll show it on Facebook. I think I can do it here. So what that is, and this is going to get awkward and echoey, but it's okay. So it gives you a 3, 2, 1, as if you were really being recorded by some famous director. And right now, so like everybody that is following my Facebook page in Lynn, they're going to tune in if they want. They'll get a notification sent directly to their phone. Recycling Works Lynn is live right now. If they pop up, they'll pop up. If they don't, they don't. In the corner where the little live symbol is, you'll see like a little eyeball, and sometimes like people will pop up that'll say like 1, 2, 3 people. You'll see at the bottom there's like a little comment box, and that is where people will start to, like the things that they say will start to appear. Somebody's watching. There's a little magic wand down there that does weird, funky symbols to your face. There's a camera there. You can share pictures or flip the camera around. So if I wanted to go and say, hey, you can show people what you're doing, where you're at. There's a lot of people that went Facebook Live when the Boston Red Sox came through the parade. They had all the team members had their phones out taking pictures. So this is just a cool way that I like to say it's like in the moment, right now, present time. And when you click finish, it renders the video, and then you can either save it to post later, or you can delete it if you hate it, or you can share it right now. So I'm gonna do that. Instagram Live is essentially the same thing. It has the same idea. I don't know how well it's gonna work. Oh, that's something different, wait. No, oh. I might have tricked myself here. Good Lord. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna see this weird screen, and what you wanna pay attention to is the bottom. It says normal, and then it says live, and when you're on your phone, you wanna slide over. Now this is the same thing, so right now everybody's gonna look at you. I'll flip the camera, you can tell. iPhones are, great, but if you have a Samsung phone or an Android phone, everything's gonna look different, but it's gonna do the same exact thing. So I'm not gonna do this one because not many people follow this new Instagram that I only made for really this, and hopefully to grow it. But you do the same thing. You start the live video, and you can go for as long as you want. There's no time limit to being live. If you're talking about a specific thing, maybe you want to keep it short. If you're, showing them an event, like say I want to go live in April on the first day of our kickoff, if we get accepted for the grant again, and I want to show people what day 1 looks like, then that would be maybe like a 20-minute walkthrough of, hey, I'm going to lift this bin, I'm going to show everybody, we're going to talk about it, people are going to comment in, flip around. So Instagram and Facebook have a lot of similarities, but the biggest thing to keep in mind is that one of those, Facebook being the one that I want to tell you more about really, is that that's where you want to put the bulk of what you want to say. Instagram is to share a picture, a really cool, quick clip. You can have filters for all of these things. They just kind of add weird, funky faces, different colored face, different colored hair, things like that. The most important part is that you just kind of have to take a second to think about what kind of content you want to put where, because like I said, it's not the same avenue and you're not going to reach the same people. If you try to post a giant picture with a bunch of words on Instagram, it's going to get lost in the shuffle of the more interesting, and by interesting I mean just shorter pictures and things like that. So really, like I said when I started this whole thing, you want to make it fun. And so that to me says, wow, she's doing something fun. And maybe some people don't look like they're having fun, but she looks like she's having fun. Okay, so you can see that I've got 8 notifications. Those are probably all because, yeah, what's up?
On the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
It's literally live while you're filming it?
It's literally live while you're filming it, yeah.
Then you say you also can save it.
You can save that video, and then you can use it later if you want. You can just save it to keep. You can save it and post it. We went live at this time. Or if you go live and then you post it right away, people who tuned in live, they're like, I saw it, I was there when it was live, and then they'll see it later and be like, I was still there. So there's the weird time reference with Facebook Live, Instagram Live. It's the same idea. You can save it. You don't have to post it right away. Most people, when they go live, like it's actually happening, they then post it right after they finish going live. So the other important channel of social media is Twitter, and this is the new Twitter that I made only for this fun little experiment here. Twitter is really tough to engage with if you're talking about a big subject. So I made this Twitter just to show you. Lynn Recycle. I'll probably keep it just because it's there now. Don't have a lot of followers, but that's the point. The point is that I wanted to show you what it does. So everything is the same, always at the bottom. You have your home screen, you have your search bar, you have a bell that's notifications on Twitter, and that envelope is direct messages, and that's how you communicate with people privately. So you can communicate with people through Twitter, on Twitter for everybody to see, or you can just share like a quick shout through your private message. So Twitter is interesting because originally when they created Twitter, it was 140 characters. That means you only had 140 letters to use, and that included spaces. So good luck trying to share your story, like a novel. It's not gonna happen. They recently changed it to 280 characters just to kind of help out, with the political movement kind of influenced that a little bit. A lot of creative people influenced that because they were like 140 characters is not enough. So if you find yourself like really into Twitter because you just like the idea of following people, you like the retweeting, you like the short, sweet, and to the point, that's great. There's a cool thing that you can do to create multiple tweets of 280 characters, but I'll have them appear in one place, and that's this thing. This hashtag thing. And when the hashtags appeared, the world blew up. So you want to start a hashtag on Twitter, everybody, just start, hashtag MassDEP, and if you post something, all of those tweets with the hashtag MassDEP will appear in one place on Twitter. Yeah.
I don't understand what hashtags.
You don't understand what hashtags are? Okay, that's awesome. So hashtags are just like one quick stop to like a post. So the best way that I can explain this to you, how many of you have a Twitter for your social media right now? Do you have access to it right now?
No.
So who has access to it? Okay, so can you do me a favor so we can show you how this works? Can you just tweet exactly what I will tweet right now and just put like MassDEP, that's all. It doesn't have to be in caps. It should just look like that just for the sake of universality.
So you hit hashtag?
You put the hashtag, the pound symbol, and then you just type. No space after the hashtag. It has to be hashtag and then the letter immediately.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll show you.
How do I even get to my, keyboard?
How do you get your keyboard? You have to click that blue feather looking thing, that old fashioned pen. They tried to mess you guys up with that. Okay, and then you're gonna hit your pound sign. And then just put MassDEP. It doesn't even have to be anything else. It can just be MassDEP. Everybody will look at that and go, what are they doing? There's no explanation. So then you tweet it, and now it's on Twitter. It appears. And so you see how it's blue, but like regular text is black? So when you click that and it's blue, everybody who tweeted that exact thing, MassDEP, or anybody who tweeted MassDEP, will show up as MassDEP. So that hashtag just created what you would call like a thread. So anybody who has anything to say about MassDEP in any sector, it will show up, and you can continue to refresh. MassDEP, there somebody else did it, so it's just a way for one subject to be talked about. So a great example would be if Billy Joel was hosting a concert at Fenway, and people were on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, they wanted to showcase the fact that they went to see Billy Joel. What they do is go hashtag Billy Joel Fenway. And that one hashtag will bring up everybody's photos, everybody's videos, everybody in one place with that hashtag. Because they're all including the same thing in many different places, but it's gonna show up all at once. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make more sense?
Jacqueline, dare I suggest you see if anybody hashtagged America Recycles Day today?
That's a good idea. Okay, so the way to search for this specific hashtag or a specific person is you would use your little search, and you just would start typing like what you're looking for, and it's gonna show up the top. America Recycles Day is the top hashtag. And so when you click on it, now you're gonna scroll through this thread and see who on Twitter is posting about America Recycles Day. So you have Noah Marine, South Face Energy, America Recycles Day, Lake Helly, Illinois Government, America Recycles Day, Ask City, I'm not sure who that is. Nope, they don't mind. They don't matter. Somebody else posted about it. America Recycles Day, I don't know what that is, I'm not gonna click on it, but this is what the hashtag is it just filters posts to one place.
Jen, could you check MassDEP's Twitter, because he tweeted about this event earlier in the day.
It's on there, it's just.
Where is it?
How many do you follow?
I might,
At MassDEP, we have our own Twitter.
is it under the America Recycles Day?
Or Recycle Smart.
Yeah, they're on
We
the
retweet
Smart.
it.
You mean search
4 hours
for
ago.
MassDEP.
Yeah, not the hashtag, just MassDEP.
Yeah, I was looking for the MassDEP account.
That one?
Yeah.
Top one? 1 hour ago.
So there you are. This is from earlier.
So you wanna see who's in there? We can just get real close. Hey Greg, Greg's still here. No, he's not here. But everybody's there. So like this is the hashtag America Recycles Day.
Did we get any action?
You got 1 retweet, 1 like. It's better than nothing. So that's a great segue to show you what a retweet and what a like is. And this is gonna coincide with the rest of social media because everything is called something else, but it all does the same thing on each social media platform. It's just a matter of like knowing what each thing is called. So if you want to directly speak to somebody on Twitter, when you click on their tweet, so thanks New Bedford Recycling. So I'm gonna see that little chat box. It looks like a little circle with the arrow. I'm gonna click on that directly, and what that does is this is called. When Twitter first came out, this was called the @reply. Really dumb for just direct contact. So all it says is tweet your reply. And I'm just gonna put hi and post it. And so whoever runs that specific Twitter page is immediately gonna get a notification when Recycle @replied you. And you'll see that, and that's all it means. So they put that hashtag MassDEP, and I'm like, yeah, MassDEP, I love it. You see the little arrows that look like an awkward Uno card that from forever ago? You click that, and that you can retweet it and immediately post that same exact thing, or you can retweet with a comment. Both of them do the same thing. One is you can put your words on it, and one is directly retweeting the same thing. So there's a slight difference, but not much of a difference.
Would you mind checking it? Recycle Smart Mass has some tweets every day. Recycle Smart MA.
Yeah.
Recycle
Yeah.
Smart
So
MA.
the search bar is would be your best friend when you first make a Twitter, because what it's going to do is you can search a topic or you can search a person, and it will bring up. No, not that one. That one? No. Recycle Smart MA. There you go. Right here? That one, third one down. Let's see. So they retweeted MassDEP's page, and you can see that. It's America Recycles Day.
So that's
Right there.
if I put a
Is that what you wanted? That one?
and no spaces.
So there's that hashtag America Recycles Day. Sometimes people will add something to the hashtag. Like if you see that the one hashtag that's universal is America Recycles Day, nothing else, then most things will appear there. If you see another hashtag with America Recycles Day, 1 exclamation point or 2 exclamation points or 3 exclamation points, Twitter will recognize that as technically the same thing and just pop that over into the original hashtag. The Twitter won't try to like differentiate what's going on.
Then hit search for that.
So hashtags can be used throughout all of your social media platforms, and I'm a big fan of like hashtagging mostly everything. What's up?
So on that page, it said, tag 2 friends to help spread the word.
Yeah,
What is the
How do you
action?
tag?
How do we tag?
on the Twitter page?
Is that possible?
Yeah, so where does it say, tag 2 friends to help spread the word? So what you can do is, so you see the picture. If you have your Twitter for your town, the best suggestion for tagging on Twitter is you click that little chat circle with the arrow, and you just @reply, whoever's gonna pop up. And so I'm not friendly on this Twitter with everybody because nobody follows this Twitter, but like if you start typing something, so you saw I just typed news, so like news, WBZ will pop up, the New York Times, you could tag, whoever you want. You could tag, I don't know, you could tag, like I'll tag this, even though they're gonna be like, what the heck? And then I'll tag MassDEP back. And that's my 2 tags, that @reply. That's the same thing as if you were to go to Facebook, and I'll show you how to do it. So when you hit reply, it's technically a reply, but that's also like a tag. That's considered a tag on Twitter. It's really not that different than mostly everything else on the other social media platforms. Like I said, They're all the same action. They have different names for everything. It can be confusing, but don't let it be confusing. You just gotta jump in there off the diving board and, you know, that's it. Just have fun with it. So tagging, if you want to do the same thing on Facebook, when you click whatever you posted, you're literally gonna see a tag on the very top right. If you click that little tag
icon.
you can tag anywhere and you can tag anyone. So if I was friends on Facebook, or every one of you that's in this picture immediately followed my page, I could tag that space and a search bar would pop up and I could start typing a name, and hopefully the hope is that your name would pop up. And if your name popped up, you would directly be tagged in that photo. It would appear, if you wanted it to, on your Facebook profile. It would appear in a search, and it's a fun way for you to be directly included as opposed to just like a face.
There, I'll probably pop up and then.
No. Here we go. I can't spell on my one hand.
Julian, I don't mind.
There you go. So Julia Green. Oh, that's
Well,
it's on your face, but I'm
I'm right behind that person.
So then when you hit so it's blue now because I tagged your face. It's blue now because you're actively using it, but once you don't, when you get rid of it, it'll go away. But see, now it says at the bottom, I'm here in Boston with Julia Green. So that's all it is. If you could put, I'm here in Boston with Julia Green and Dawn and, Brooke and Sharon and Janice, you can put however many people you want. There's like an unlimited amount of people that you can tag and things that you can do with it. And so, okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you, and this is the one that is the worst one to use for kind of like a communications aspect, because you can't post a lot of words, first of all, and you can't post a lot of pictures, but what you can post is a really quick clip, and then you can hold it, and I can't go hands-free because I'm holding something else, but now this is recording right now, and then you're going to hear the awkward playback, and then I want to put it to my story, and I want to add it, and it's going to exist in this awkward story from a Lynn Snapchat that nobody currently follows and probably doesn't want to follow, and doesn't care much about, but Snapchat's really cool, so you can do the same thing, go, post a quick picture. Okay, but see, this is the thing, is I have my own personal Snapchat, so in the summer I would definitely be posting pictures, like I said, of my shoe, or of a quick pan of the bin, or really anything, like a quick hi, a quick hello, driving down the street, look at all these great recycled cards. Snapchat's quick, it's like Twitter. You got 280 characters to say what you really want to say. You have 10 seconds in Snapchat to say what you want to say. And so people will constantly post continued clips on Snapchat. Social media is crazy, but it can be really, really, really fun if you kind of allow yourself to get creative with different types of unconventional ways of communicating. What was really unconventional is kind of now the new norm. Most people communicate through social media on different channels. It's kind of all about finding which one you're most comfortable using, and if you like one more than the other, that's okay. Just tailor your communication for whatever you're communicating about to that platform, learn how it really works, and make your posts meaningful there. Even if that means that you're only tweeting about stuff and you're only using 280 characters, you can still post pictures, you can still post videos. It doesn't matter where you're doing it. Just make sure that it works for you, and if it works for you, it's going to work for the people that follow you.
Just a little note about Jackie's presentation. We really know that she has the skills to actually walk people through these social media platforms in great detail, but we knew the room would have a range of people with ability and interest in the topic. So Jackie's quick little run through of all of these media channels is just a way to get you excited to see a window into what she's doing to promote her programs, and hopefully say like, okay, maybe I could do that, I'm gonna do that, or I could do that if I had more help or someone to teach me more. And if there's really big interest in that, let your MAC know, because we were wondering if out of this meeting might bubble some interest in the group for like more one-on-one hands-on social media training. And it looks like we have a couple questions for Jackie.
Okay, we can do this quick. We'll start right here.
So, I have a 20-year-old who swears by Snapchat, doesn't do Facebook, Twitter. Is there an age
No.
demographic?
I don't believe that there is a demographic for social media. Like I said, if it works for you, it's going to work for what you want to do. You just have to make it work. if you would like to try Snapchat, go right ahead.
But
It's,
you're asking about the,
you know, it's fun.
not the
Not the
user, but the
user,
audience.
no, that's the same general question. Are there more of one group of people using a social media platform? Absolutely. There are way more younger people from their teens, early teens, like 12 to probably 30 that are like always on Snapchat. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't other people that are, you know, of other ages that are using it as well. It's geared towards an audience, but then it's kind of about that audience to broadcast it to other audiences. More people use Facebook, businesses use Facebook, shops use Facebook, local restaurants, older people, not like older people, but you know what I mean? It's hard to talk about this without saying, you know, those words. It's kind of like a difficult thing to say, you know? But Instagram's pretty universal and Twitter's pretty universal. You'll find a lot more politicians on Twitter. You'll find a lot more small businesses on Twitter. You'll find a lot more newscasts on Twitter. You'll find them on other social media platforms too, but it's about which method is the quickest way to kind of reach whatever you're talking about. Yeah.
Question. So I've been doing Facebook, Twitter,
Okay.
and I know kind of how that works.
Yep.
Instagram, which I have personal, can you do like a Facebook page on Instagram?
Yeah.
Or do I set up a separate account as Medford, or do I like have a way?
What's your Facebook? What's your Facebook for Medford?
Right, so I Go Green Medford as a page.
You could do Go Green Medford on Instagram.
But I would set it up separately.
But it's an
not
Instagram
a way, not a way like
It
on
wouldn't
Facebook.
copy
I
it.
have to have a personal account in order to create a page.
Right.
On Instagram, you don't.
No.
have a personal.
You just need to have an email.
You just.
For Twitter, it's the same thing. You need to have an email. For Snapchat, it's the same thing. You need to have an email.
Okay.
And you can connect multiple things to different ways. So like if you set up your Medford Instagram, you can then go into settings on Facebook and add it as an Instagram account. You can do the same thing on the settings in Instagram. So that way when you post a picture on Instagram, on your Medford Instagram, it's going to immediately post to Medford Facebook.
Clearly they let you, because I
Yes,
tried
they
to
do.
set up a Go Green Medford on Nextdoor, and
Yep.
they kicked me off and they said it's not for businesses. You can't set up a business or and I said, but I'm government. They said you can't set up a government.
Instagram has, like Facebook has options too. If you're a small business, it'll ask you what kind of small business. Instagram and Facebook will do the same thing. So if you set up an Instagram, it'll ask you, are you a community? Are you an individual? Are you a representation? Are you government? Things like that. Because then what it will do on Instagram on its own will tailor what you see, who you follow, how other people will find you. Like they're in, I don't know what's the word. Their algorithms, exactly, thank you, are super quick and easy for themselves, and they update very frequently so that, like if I wanted to make a page about just my dog, which I have one, just for my beagle, because he's a rescue beagle, but like immediately put it as something personal, and then what happened was I followed one Instagram page specific to beagles, and then all of the other beagle pages popped up. So it'll recognize really quickly what you are and what you're looking for. You kind of have to do a little bit more work too. You have to follow, you have to find, but it will help you out as long as you just kind of click which one is appropriate to whatever you are. Was there any other questions? Yeah.
How, I was looking at your page, so you kind of have like free range to do kind of whatever.
Right.
You want, post what you want.
Yeah.
Do you find that you get any, political feedback or?
So Lynn's kind of weird. We're separated by wards in different precincts. We have 7 or so ward counselors. They all have their own Facebook pages, personal and of their like political stature. They post relatively the same content that the mayor will post. Really, the mayor's the only big one that I can think of. The DPW has a Facebook page, but it's not like, most people don't go there to find their information. They go to the mayor's page, they go to the Lynn Police Department, they go to Lynn Community Television. So it really kind of, have I?
Have you
No.
gotten yourself in trouble?
Yeah, that's the question.
No, because I'm kind of aware as a person who runs a Facebook page for the city that I shouldn't be posting something egregious, like a portrait of myself in a bikini would be a big no-no, and I know you know that, right? So what I stick to is what the page is about. Do I post funny memes? Do I post funny GIFs? Do I post cultural references? Do I hashtag? Do I use emojis? Yeah, none of that kind of, to me, qualifies as don't ever do that, I took the Facebook page that Julia blew up for Lynn, and I just kind of added this flair to it that I know people are going to find hilarious, and if they don't find it hilarious, at least they're going to look at it and go, what's going on?
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah, she's doing a great job, and what I set it up as is separate from the city.
Right.
So basically, if we had gotten in trouble, if I started getting fights with people, like, we just let it roll, just let any of the negativity roll over you like water, you know? And let your following beat them up, because they will, they'll stick up for
You'll
you,
find that
you know?
you get fans really quickly, and those fans are like, hey,
Yeah.
don't say that to my page because we like this page, and, or vice
Yeah.
versa. Or vice versa. You'll find it on the complete opposite spectrum. I hate that page too. Great, let's hate it together. It's really either like you kind of have to live with blinders on, or allow yourself to kind of communicate with everything and everybody.
But we're so lucky too, because we like claimed that little space, and nobody has come from the city and said you can't do that. Because I know that in other cities and towns you have that
It's
issue.
different, yeah.
We have one more question, and this is a great segue because Julia is going to talk more about Facebook differences with pages, how to deal with trolls. So I'm handing it over to Julia after this one question.
It's not a question, it's a comment, is that if like municipal social media accounts, they do constitute as public records, so that's an added layer of not wanting to post
Yeah,
anything down.
exactly. And most of what the recycling page that Julie created that I now run is I share a lot of bags. I share a lot of like, you know, Ian Somerhalder Foundation, conservation, Steve Irwin's website, his children, because they post about conservation, about saving the planet, about blue energy. You follow NOAA, you follow all of the things that are kind of relevant to the realm of which you have your page created. I post a lot about MassDEP. I follow you guys on Facebook. We post for Recycle Smart. Post individual clips of like, you know, there's a bag floating on the street. I wanted to video it. I recorded it. I saved it. And then I'll post and be like, no bags, even though they exist. Don't post them anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like you have to have that in the back of your mind constantly. But there is ways to make it fun and goofy.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, you just have to remember, so we have a contract with a company that tracks all of our postings.
Yep.
And they have to keep it forever.
Yep.
You do an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.